Hi, my name is Caitlin Rosenbaum, and I am going to be giving a presentation for our Future Opportunities assignment in Psychology 200 at Central Washington University for the spring of 2015. I am a psychology major at Central Washington University, and I've kind of decided that licensed marriage and family therapy is the career field that I want to go into. So I decided to give my presentation about licensed marriage and family therapists today, so that way I could learn a little bit more about the position, and you could also learn a little bit more about the position through my presentation. A licensed marriage and family therapist can also be known as an LMFT. I'll be using that term a few times throughout my presentation today, so I just kind of wanted to let you know what that meant so you weren't left wondering what I was talking about. And licensed marriage and family therapist can also be known as a few other things. They can be known as a family counselor, a marriage counselor. They can be known as a family and marriage counselor or therapist. And they can also be known as a family health professional, depending on what they decide they want their specialization to be. Depending on what their specialization is, they can also kind of determine where they might want to work in the future. An LMFT can work anywhere from a hospital to a clinic to a family health center. They can work through the government with social services, or they can also, if they should so decide to, work in their own private practice. Depending on these different places that they could work, they can also kind of determine what their benefits would be. If you're working through a company or an organization, they might already have pre-planned benefits for their employees. But if you are working your own private practice, you determine what your benefits are yourself. On top of benefits, the salary for a licensed marriage and family therapist can vary anywhere from $30,000 a year to $100,000 a year. This can kind of vary depending on what position you decide to work for or what organization you're deciding to work for. If you are working through the government as a social services representative for a marriage and family therapist, you can make anywhere from $78,000 to $100,000 a year. 100,000 is very, very high. Usually licensed marriage and family therapists do not make that much. 78 is usually what somebody working as a social services individual would make. The average for a licensed marriage and family therapist is about 48,000 a year. This is generally somebody who is owning their own private practice and running their own private practice. Sometimes they can make a little bit more